What's going on guys, Jack here and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing my setup tour. I actually done this video back when I started YouTube and it was one of my first videos that actually went kind of like semi-viral, kind of like to the point where it got a lot of views basically. So I'm really happy to be redoing this video, but as I said, it was over 3 years ago now that I did that video. So I've been waiting and I have done a lot to my room, to my setup, and I thought it'd be quite an interesting time to show you my setup and just basically as a YouTuber, how do I record my videos, what does my setup look like, what do you need, and other kind of things like that. Before we pick up this camera and start going around my setup, I want to say a really big thank you to all of my subscribers that still watch me. So as I said at the start of the video, my setup tour was recorded over 3 years ago now, but I've had my channel for almost 5 years. Literally, I think in about 2 or 3 weeks time, I'll have passed the 5-year mark of my channel, which is pretty crazy to think about that. And obviously I've had periods on YouTube where I haven't uploaded every single day, or I've been a little bit inconsistent, so I want to say sorry for that, but for those of you that are still here, still watching, really big thank you. You're my loyal subscribers and I can't thank you enough. Without further ado, let's get into this setup tour. Alright, so here we go. We're going to go straight into my room like this, as if it was like you're actually here in the room. So this is what it looks like as you walk in. We've got a big long desk which goes all the way around to my PC monitors over here, and as you come around you can see the bed obviously, and you've got a big amount of storage in this room for such a small room. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying this is a very small room. I've kind of like had things custom made to actually get in here, but got a massive TV here which is a 65-inch Samsung TV, which we'll get into in a second. We're gonna go as much detail as possible. So let's actually go to the main part of the setup, the actual PC. You know what? It's quite dusty at the moment on the actual case itself, so I'm going to take the case off. Alright, so I've undone the bolts, which is like literally 2 side bolts, and you just pull it to the side like that. I'm going to put the case like that, and now you can see inside and there's no glare, and hopefully you can see everything. So first things first guys, this PC is not a super duper overpowered PC. I'll go into why. So the first 2 things you notice here are the graphics cards. These are ancient. They're about 4, maybe 5 years old. They're called AMD HD 6950s. And the reason why I have these 2 graphics cards is because I edit videos in Sony Vegas. Now Sony Vegas can use graphics cards to accelerate the rendering, the previews and stuff when you're editing. But with the new graphics cards, the software on the graphics cards aren't supported, whereas these ones, when Sony Vegas was actually made, like it just works well, and they're optimized for it. So I haven't changed these. I have no need. I don't actually do much PC gaming, so I've got those 2. The processor I have is behind this water cooling system, which is actually a pre-installed Corsair one. There's like a radiator up here, as you can see. But again, it's an ancient processor, and the reason why is, what's the point of changing a processor that's working really well? At the end of the day, when I edit a video, once I've finished editing it and the video is like, let's say 10 minutes long on a timeline, it will actually take 10 minutes to render that video, and that's all you need for a PC. So here we've got some hard drives as well. These are, I think that's a WD Western Digital Black 1TB. This is just a random 1TB Seagate hard drive, and this is a 500 gig SSD. We've also got another SSD, I think either down there or somewhere, maybe hidden. We've also got some more external hard drives down the side, which is a 3TB one. And there's one right down the back here. You can probably just see the back, or the back side of it. It's all the way down the back basically. And for the RAM, as you can see here, we've got some Corsair 16 gigs of RAM, so there's 4 gigs per stick. Again, like I could have got 32, I could have got 64, but I decided 16 is more than enough for editing, and that will do for me. And to be honest guys, for the actual specs of the PC, that's pretty much it. There's not really much else you need to know. I have got some lighting which goes all the way around. It looks a little bit tacky when you're looking inside it, but if you actually are standing from up here, it looks really good because it makes the back of the PC light up whatever color you want, which, you know what, we'll demonstrate in a second. Alright, so that's the PC done, but whilst we're on the topic of PCs and YouTube and editing and everything like that, I thought I'm going to take the opportunity to actually show you guys my website, which I've been working on quite a lot. As you guys might know if you follow me on Twitter, I build PCs, like, you know, I've built so many YouTubers' PCs. I could name loads right now, but I don't want to name some and then actually like miss out people. I've done like 20 plus YouTubers, like big YouTubers, especially in the FIFA community. But as you can see here, EzekielTechPC.com is my website. You can buy PCs on here for gaming and for YouTube. I've specifically done it for that. And the main thing is, I don't actually charge you for things that you don't need. Like, people are, you know, other websites I've noticed will give you things that you don't need. Like, they'll put in 32 gigs of RAM on a PC that's like £1,000. You don't need that. You only need 16. Like, you know, little things like that. it all adds up. So if you're interested in buying a PC, I'll leave a link to EzekielTechPC.com in the description. Also, if you have a look on the website and you don't find anything you like, click on the request quote, which is up here, and fill out the form here, and I could actually build you something specifically for you. It doesn't need to be something that's already on the website. And finally, if you want to check out some of the previous work that I've done, click on testimonials here, and there'll be loads of different YouTube videos where my computers feature in their video, and most of them, I think pretty much all of them, say that, you know, Ezekiel N7 or myself, yeah, has built the PC. Alright, so now I've shown you like pretty much my PC and stuff. I thought, you know what, we're going to go around the rest of the room first. We're going to clear up all of this area, and then we'll come back to all my, you know, my Xbox, my cameras, my monitors and everything like that, and the chair and everything like that. So let's start over here. This is a big wardrobe which is all sliding, which is nice. So I've got all my clothes in here. Some of these clothes I don't even wear. I probably wear like 20%, not even that, of the clothes I actually own, like some Jack Rules stuff. I guess some of this stuff has been bought in the last like year or so, but most of it's been bought like literally 3+ years ago, and I don't wear most of it. There's only like a few jackets I still wear. All right, so the next section is going to be the middle section, which is what I use for like deodorant, aftershave and all that stuff. We've obviously got my beard trimmer, some moisturizer, and just general stuff. I think this is like beard oil and all sorts, so yeah, I don't really use it, to be honest, not very often. And this is like some extra storage here as well, like some extra shelves, drawers and stuff. So in here you've obviously got like shirts and just typical stuff really. And right at the top here, we've got basically some cases with some, you know, Xbox cases, Turtle Beach, which there's actually nothing in here and nothing in here. Actually, no, there is something in here. It's a banned Xbox because I was obviously promoting coins. There's a banned one in there which I can't use on EA games only. So it's still worth something to someone, but I don't use it at the moment. Got a PlayStation controller. Don't use my PlayStation 4, but this is again just an empty case, and that's just an empty case of like a really nice watch that I've got at the moment. And then finally, let's move to the end part, which is just going to be some more additional stuff. So again, we've got some more clothes. I'm trying to move back so you can actually see. This is some of this stuff is for going out. And then just a bag. This is actually the thing that comes with the YouTube plaque, which we'll get into in a second. It's got like I'm sure you guys have seen it loads of times, but it gives you a little note to yourself from YouTube. Loads of shoes. Some of these shoes I have barely even worn, to be honest. We've got some Timberlands, got some Converse, we've got some like gym shoes, got some Adidas, some Nikes, and just a load of shit, like so many shoes. Again, like just like my clothes over there, I don't wear half the stuff I have. The next drawer up is going to be my laptop bag. There's actually a laptop in here which again is like pretty decent spec. I think I bought it for about £1,000. It's probably worth like 500 now because PCs just decline in price so quickly. We've got the Army Tricks thing. This is for my exhaust. For those of you that watch my car videos, you'll know what that is. And then this over here is actually, this is a post-workout thing. So it's just like, it's just stuff you don't need. I go to the gym quite a lot now, and I don't take any protein shakes at all. I don't take post-workout, pre-workout. I don't do anything. I just have this sitting here because, well, what's the point of throwing it in the bin? I don't use it, but it's not gone out of date yet. Some shoe stuff, which again, like I don't even use, but at the same time, may as well just keep it there. All right, so that is that bit done. Whilst we're here, I guess we could have a look outside. So we've got a big long garden. Actually, it's really thin, but it's really long at the same time. Someone's gonna edit that voice out and put it into a clip. But yeah, here's the bed, which is actually a really nice mattress. There's no point in me showing you the actual mattress, but again, it's like one of those memory foam things where like the top 25-30% is about memory foam, and the other bit is an actual mattress, like a spring mattress. But this bit over here we got is some more storage. It's just basically loads of storage in here. Again, some clothes. I don't even wear this shit. Like, I don't remember wearing this shirt ever. Like, who wears pink these days? Yeah, so the rest of here is just basically spares and repairs. So we've got like an extension lead, ball pump. We've got cloth like for dust, I guess, some car related documents, extra lamps just in case, squash balls. For those of you that don't know, I actually used to, fucking hell, what was that? So for those of you that didn't know, I actually used to play squash. If you don't know what squash is, it basically, you go into a court and you smack around a ball, and this, I'm going to try and show you what a ball looks like. So guys, this is what a squash ball looks like. It's just basically a rubber black ball, and it's you know, it's basically like tennis in a court, if that makes sense, or like a cube. But I used to play it a lot. I used to train professionally. When I say train professionally, I mean I played on the PSA tour for like a year or something, and then I had to make a decision. Do I continue doing squash where there's barely any money and I couldn't afford to do things, or do I do YouTube and see how that goes? And about 3 years ago I decided to do YouTube, and it's going pretty well. All right, so that is that bit done. we've sorted out the rest of the room really. Actually no, we've got like this big long radiator. I used to have a radiator on this back wall, but I decided to take that off to get myself an extra bit of space in my room and actually put it on here. So that's why it's there. It gives me more room over here, which makes the room feel bigger, especially as obviously I spend a lot of time in this room. And this bit over here, it's not really part of the setup, but this is where I put my watches. These are the only 4 watches I own at the moment. This one I don't even wear, to be honest. I've got this years ago, but I wear this one quite a lot, which is a Hugo Boss. Not really that expensive, but it's just nice. It's just your casual kind of silvery look. And then this one, which is obviously, if you guys have noticed already, it's actually rose gold, which obviously if you guys know my car, you'll know why rose gold is like quite a cool color to have. And this is one's really nice. It's like a rubbery silicone-y feel, but it's also got the metal links inside, which looks really cool. And another Hugo Boss watch here, which is just like your classic leather strap, really. Nothing too loud or shouting. It's just something to go with some smart clothes. Well, these go through the ceiling downstairs, or the floor here, and you know, if you're downstairs, it's in the ceiling. Goes all the way from my modem router, and it's an Ethernet cable. This is like a spare one here, but there's another one that goes all the way up here behind the TV, runs along down here into this like Ethernet or internet kind of switch. So basically, you plug it into here, and it gives you another 7 outputs, which is obviously what you need. You know, I want wired connection for my PlayStation 4, for my PC, for my Xbox. I want wired connection for everything, and I've even got it connected to my TV. So that's the reason why, if you've got wired connection, just one wire will give you obviously safe and stable connection if you've got one of these things, and they're pretty cheap. And right next to it we have this thing right here, which is a little bit dusty right now, but this is a wireless thing which will connect to my headphones, which are just down here. So these are the wireless headphones. Now obviously I've got this sound bar, but if I'm watching films and stuff at 1 AM, I don't want it to be too loud. I don't want to wake up the neighbors. So I've got these things right here, and all you have to do is simply click this button like that, and then click the button which is on the bottom here, and it's connected. I think I remember paying quite a bit for these headphones, but at the end of the day they are Sennheiser ones, and because they're wireless I wanted to pay quite a bit for them, because otherwise you'll get like some static and some weird noises if they're not very good ones. But these work really well. I don't really know the model of them, but I'll try and find them out and put them in the description anyway. If you're wondering what this cable is here, this is actually like the bit where you can recharge your headphones as well, which is obviously very good. You don't have to keep buying actual batteries, you can just recharge them. But the next thing, guys, is going to be the storage area here, which has got all of my game consoles on, and we've got the drawer, or the shelf, sorry, which is going to be for the cameras and just recording equipment. This one, which is the PlayStation 4, and then this one, which is the Xbox One. We'll get into what the thing is above them in a second, but this here used to be my old camera. I used to use this for absolutely everything. This one is actually called a Sony Nex F3, as you can see here, and it's kind of like an entry-level camera. It records in like 30 frames per second, 1080p, but it worked wonders. It done a lot for me on YouTube. So if you're just starting and you don't have a massive budget, I'll definitely recommend something like this. Even if you buy this second hand, like, it's still going to work. And the rest of this shelf is here. We've got the GoPro with this light is for my other camera, which you'll get to in a second. We've got spare batteries. These are the spare batteries for this camera, which I don't really use anymore. This is what you can plug into, like, you just basically place it on top of here and it'll charge. We've got the camera battery, which I'm using now, which is a Canon G7X. We're just recharging that because it's very, very juicy. And then this stuff right here is the case for my big boy camera, which you haven't actually seen yet. It's this thing right here, which is, let's place it up here. So this thing right here is a Canon 70D, as you can see. It's amazing. The autofocus is, it's just amazing. This camera is brilliant. For the actual cost of this camera, like, let's say this is about £700-800 compared to this for like £200 or £300. I wouldn't say this one is 3 times as good, but it's definitely something, if you want to make your videos that much better, this one is the one to go for. It's also got adapters to put like microphones on, and obviously like this LED thing, which you can replace here. You can just, all you have to do is use this, and there's like a clear one, which will make me, if I used it, it will make me really, really white. So the other stuff down here in the bag is actually going to be the microphone for the actual camera. So this is like a Rode one. There's a couple of them. I think I've got the latest one. I think they're called like Video Mates, or I can't even remember the name of these microphones. I'll probably put them in the description if I can find them out. And also there's like an extension, so I can actually use this camera up here and actually use it like I'm, you know, on the street doing in real life videos, just like talking to people, interviewing them and that kind of thing. So I've never actually used it for that yet, but again, you know, this cable's probably like worth like £5–10, and it makes your camera like a lot more professional. Also in here we've got something which is called a dead cat, which will actually cancel out the noise or the wind noise if you're, you know, outside, which is obviously important for like car videos and just, you know, chatting to people, doing those interviews, as I said. And then right at the back of the shelf here, we've actually got some GoPro stuff. So here is the GoPro case with the GoPros in it. We've got some mounts, suction mounts and stuff for the car. All right, so let's move the batteries out of the way. Let's get to the GoPro bit. All right, so here we go. This is like a nice little, you know, it keeps everything safe. So if you're going on a trip or you got it in a bag, it keeps everything safe. We've got one GoPro here, which is just a Hero 3, and one is a Hero 3 Plus, I think. Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. One does like 4K resolution, which, by the way, it just doesn't look right because it will only go up to like 15 frames per second or 20 frames per second or something. So as long as it's got 1080p and does 30 to 60 frames per second, it's good. We've got some spare batteries in here. We've got the remote, which is amazing if you've got a car video and you've got one GoPro on the outside of your car and one on the inside. You basically use this remote right here, and all you have to do is click start and stop, and it controls both of them at the same time. We've also got this right here, which is a audio recorder. It will plug, you know, clip onto the top of your shirt, and it will actually give you better audio than if you were using like your GoPro, obviously, or any kind of other camera. Like the internal audio on these cameras, they're just not that great. This one's not too bad, and the one I'm using is not too bad, but this is just not good enough. Now if I go to the shelf again, we've got some more stuff. So this thing right here is for the top of the Canon 70D. It allows you to have two things, like your camera audio and also the light at the same time. And then we've got the big thing right here. Now this thing connects basically to the outside of your car, and you can connect it to a window. Obviously it's got 3 suction mounts. You do not want to be losing GoPros, so you put your GoPro in there, and it's just massive. Look at the size of it compared to like a camera. That's what it looks like. That's the size of this thing. And again, we've got some more mounts. So this one's like a Gorilla Pod, which I actually got like off of eBay for really cheap, and I don't really use it, but again, it's like something that you could use for your GoPro. And a couple more kind of mounts. These are for the inside of the car. You don't need like 3 different suction points for this. This is like for the inside, so it's very easy to stay on. All right guys, so that is the top shelf with all my camera and recording equipment. Down here, as I said, we've got the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now we've also got some Turtle Beaches here. Now the good thing about these obviously is you can just plug these straight into the bottom of your Xbox One controller. They don't need to be wired into your actual Xbox, if that makes sense, like the original, the first ever Turtle Beaches. So guys, as I said, I'm going to show you what these splitters do for my consoles and actually show you how they help me on YouTube. But I'm also going to need to take this panel and this panel away to show you all the cables and just show you how untidy it is behind here. All right guys, so the panels are off. Are you ready to see my cable management? Ready, steady, go. Fucking hell, this is ridiculous, isn't it? So I'm going to explain to you as best and as simple as possible how this all works. So as you can see here guys, we have 2 wall sockets, and these 2 wall sockets power the whole entire setup we've got going on right here. So I think that altogether there's about 15 to 17 different powered things, including the Xbox, both the splitters, we have the PC obviously, we then have a speaker here, we've got a sound bar, we've got a TV, we've got 4 monitors, sorry. So we've got a lot of things to power. I think this, originally I thought this was quite dangerous and it's not really recommended, but at the moment, you know, everything's been absolutely fine. Alright, so let me explain to you how this splitter works. So what happens is, the Xbox One has a HDMI which goes out and it goes into this thing right here. And then from here, it has 4 outputs, okay, which I'm only using 3 of for both of these things. One goes all the way down to here, which goes into another splitter, and then this splitter obviously is controllable, so you press this button and it cycles through all the different connections. So I've got my PlayStation and my Xbox connected to this, and then this splitter, the output of this goes all the way into the Elgato, and then it comes out of the Elgato all the way up to this screen right here. So guys, that is what we call output 1, which you can see on here. There you go, so you've got output 1, 2 and 3. The second output is simply a HDMI cable which starts here, gets routed all the way down there, all the way up here, and all the way into my TV. So that one doesn't go through any splitters at all. But number 3 goes obviously all the way down there, routed around here, and all the way to the PC. So as you can see at the back of my PC, we actually have another 8 HDMI splitter, which again is controllable. So you can press this button and it cycles through 3 different outputs. So you're probably thinking, why do I need it to go through so many different splitters? So basically, long story short, the reason why I have this thing in here, it's an AverMedia. This goes straight to my PC. It has no lag whatsoever. So when I'm live streaming, I use that as my source, and there I don't get any lag basically. Whereas if you're using the Elgato, there's like a, you know, a second or 2 delay, which is a little bit of annoyance. But also the thing is, I can be using this to live stream, and also my Elgato I can have on at the same time. As you can see here, here's the Elgato software. You can use this as a flashback, and you can use the raw footage, whereas this is being used for your stream. So as you can see here, the Xbox One has all 3 outputs working right now. So it's going to my main screen TV right here. It's also heading to my PC AverMedia, and finally it's going to my, you know, basically my recording TV. This is where I record all my videos. I sit the camera right here and I record my videos here, which is going through the Elgato, and it's also going into the AverMedia. And my dog has decided to attack me whilst I'm trying to record a video. Oh, you don't like the TV, do you? She doesn't like the person on the TV. She doesn't like Conor McGregor. Wait, can you get out of my room? I'm trying to record a setup video here. What are you doing? Right, Phoebe. Out. 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 Good girl. Alright, so as I was saying, I'm going to demonstrate to you now how it all works. So if you have a look, if I just zoom out here, if I press the A button, you're going to notice this one will work instantly. With this one, you won't be able to see the screen because of the view, but this one will be slightly delayed. That's because the Elgato is slightly delayed. So 3, 2, 1. See how that one happened last? That's because that's why I have both of them set up at the same time. Now guys, as you can see here, we have the PlayStation controller, we have the Xbox controller. Now, let's say as a YouTuber, I'm live streaming. I don't do it that often, but let's say I'm live streaming and I want to turn on my PlayStation 4 and I need it to go straight to this thing right here. What do? All I have to do here is go to this button and simply click like that. So you can see the LED switched, and there is my PlayStation. Now, if I was doing YouTube and I need it to go into my Elgato, all I do is come down here, click this button, and it's going to number 2 now, which means you should be seeing it pop up here. There you go. So it's all popped up absolutely fine. Now lastly, we've got my TV, which all you need to do is find the remote, which is right here. Click on the source and then go along one, which is at the top right now. Go to HDMI 2 and you should have the PlayStation bit right there. So as I just demonstrated, it's all functionable, which is fantastic. It's what you need as a YouTuber. Obviously, the cable management is going to be horrendous, so you need something which is going to cover it up, which is obviously what I've got here. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have reconnected everything. We've put the camera back where it usually is, connected up the speakers again, and you can see like there's no cables now. Obviously you can see little bits like that go around the top, but when you're up here or even just slightly low down like this, there is no cables, which is what I love about this. And I think that pretty much rounds up the video. Obviously just little bits and pieces, like for example, this isn't actually a lens, this is just like a cup, which is pretty cool. Obviously if you like drink a lot and you've got cups around your setup, it makes it look really unneat, so I thought that'd be quite nice. Oh, this keyboard is a Razer keyboard. Obviously it's a Blackwidow. I've had this again for like 3 years. This is a Razer Mouse. I actually forgot the name of this, but again, they're quite expensive, but they do last, and if you're on YouTube editing and doing stuff all the time, it's worth the money you spend on it. So guys, that is finally my setup. You've seen absolutely everything now. There's a couple of things that I need to show you. So obviously we've got a Thierry Henry poster here. There's a little bit of like a description about how there's only like 500 of them made or something like that. We've also got on the wall up here the little 100k subscribers plaque. As you can see there, congratulations for 100,000 subscribers to EzekielGamingHD. So obviously it would be an absolute dream to get like the 1 million one. Obviously 10 million would be flipping crazy, but 1 million is the dream right now. I'm trying to think, what haven't I gone round? So this is a Rode Podcaster microphone. Again, expensive, but you know, something like a Blue Snowball or a Blue Yeti is fine to start off with. Some Sennheiser headphones here. I'm not really sure the model. Alright, so here's the model. It's a HD558. Actually, before I sign off the video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut these blinds, make it really dark in here, and show you some of the LEDs I've got set up around here. So as you can see, we've shut these blackout blinds. There's no light coming through. Obviously around the sides is just a little bit, which I think on the camera it's making it look brighter than it actually is because the settings on the camera right now. But let me just close this door just to make sure there's barely any light coming through. I'm going to put my LEDs around here. So basically all you need to do is come around here and click this button here. And there you go, you've got LEDs around the whole of the bed. And I think there's a few YouTubers that do this now, but that's how it's set up. We've got the swagway under there as well. But it just makes it look a little bit cooler, a little bit different. Looks quite nice. And then also, we've also got this thing here, which is the other LED thing. So if I just click on, there you go. So it actually makes it sometimes look worse than better, but if you're actually up here or something, you don't see any wires, you just see the LEDs. The great thing about this is I can change all the colors. Alright, so we've got some settings down here which are quite cool to play with. As you can see here, it's like a little party in my room right now. Basically, it's like loads of different fading settings like this. You can just set it to one like white color, like that. And again, the same remote works for down here, so it's actually at the bottom of the bed. So if I just click red, blue, green, all the different colors, you can go to any color you want pretty much, but I personally prefer just to have a white setting. I think that suits the room the most. So let me know what color do you think you should actually use on this. Let me know in the comments. But that's been my setup, guys. So that's going to round off this video very nicely. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, drop a like, make sure you subscribe. We're almost at 500,000 subscribers, which is so close to that, obviously half of that 1 million gold plaque. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully we can hit it soon. Thanks for the continued support, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.